as we mentioned, it wasn't that long ago you were playing for St. John's, but in the 15 years since your playing career ended and your now varsity head coaching career has begun, has the biggest change been the rise of summer league basketball, the AAU circuit?
Yeah, it was different back then. You know, like Jimmy Jackson and Dennis Thompson used to take like the top 12 guys. They would go to Vegas at the end of July, and that would be kind of the culmination of Toledo basketball. It was more team summer league stuff going on. We used to host a summer league here, you know, and we would play kind of for those mom and pop quasi-travel teams. It's expanded so much now, but it's a necessary thing for development for guys. It's the best way for them to get seen at the college level because they're so, you know, those coaches can only get out here so many times during a season. So it's a thing we try to, you know, build relationship with those coaches and try to have our guys have as many opportunities to excel on the basketball court as possible if that's what they want to pursue.
I think another one of the unique aspects for yourself personally, as well as being the basketball coach or associate AD, so you've got a viewpoint of the entire athletic department that someone who's just the basketball coach doesn't necessarily have.
Yeah, and it's so, you know, it's so important, I think, in high schools to have coaches that, if possible, and to work in the building and be around it, know the culture. So I'm so lucky to have such a great foundation built, not only from coach, but from other coaches that I've worked with, you know, the Doug Pearsons of the world and people that you're able to talk to every day. And it's almost by osmosis, you learn and you pick up different things about, you know, how to go about just your day-to-day, you know, coaching within the athletic department. Bob Renee, our athletic director, is an unbelievable AD, and he has, you know, entrusted me not only the basketball program, but working with the athletic department. So I've been, you know, lucky enough to learn a lot. And like you said, I think I have a lot of things that maybe a new coach would have to learn on the fly. I think there's some things that, you know, I've been able to pick up just because of what I've done previously and continue to do.
What are you most looking forward to as we sit here 2 weeks before the start of practice?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Honestly, I think just being in the practices and working with the guys and starting to, you know, implement the culture of the season and trying to find out what we are. We don't know, you know, what we are. We have so many guys playing football right now that, and we hope we don't see them for a long time, and they go, you know, make a great playoff run, and trying to find our identity and just being in here on a day-to-day and start building that head coach relationship with the players during a season. Because I haven't had to do that. I've been able to do it in the off season and previously as an assistant. But I think just adding our own, you know, twist to St. John's basketball within the day-to-day structure of what we do.
We'll finish on this. You said you're excited for the firsts. What's the first piece of advice you got when you got the job?
I think the first piece of advice was from Ed Heinschel, and and I'll shorten it, but it was you know, you can't care what other people think. You just got to go and do what you think is right, and you know, there's always going to be people who have opinions, and as long as you can go to bed and feel good about the decisions you made and be as good of a person as you possibly be, then you can't, you know, none of that other stuff matters.